We've all been there before, sitting at our desk, scrolling YouTube, opening up several tabs to keep us entertained for the next hour when we know we should be doing something else, maybe towards our business or our goals or whatever it is, but we've found ourselves in another scroll hole on YouTube. Or maybe you're sitting in a car out the front of the gym and you're in a scroll hole on TikTok, just going past video, procrastinating on going and doing the work. Or maybe you've got a side hustle, a business, or something productive you know you need to do, but for whatever reason, you've been putting it off and you're doing every single other thing other than that task. If that sounds like you, then congratulations, you are a professional procrastinator just like the rest of us. And what I'm going to show you in this episode is how to use a psychological trick so you can hack your brain so you will never procrastinate ever again. And in fact, it's actually really quite simple. All it involves is you understanding the two biggest driving forces behind all human behavior. But before I get into them, I want to talk a little bit to you about how the brain actually works. So our brain uses 2/3 of our body's energy every single day. So 2/3 of all the energy that our body uses to fuel this entire machine, 2/3 of it is used just on our brain. So its job is to actually preserve as much energy as humanly possible because it wants to keep it for the things that are super important. Maybe like if it has to protect you, keep you alive, if there's a massive tiger about to jump out or whatever, it wants to conserve as much energy as possible to keep you safe because its primary job is to do exactly that. Keep you alive. So if it sees similar information that it's seen before, it'll chunk things together and generalize certain bits of information. If you walk into a room and your brain sees things that are not a perceived threat straight away, then it might delete the information and see it as not necessary. So our brain will generalize, delete, and distort information so it can conserve more energy and not waste it on things that aren't important to it. So why is this important? Because it's important for you to know that naturally your brain is going to want to choose the path of least resistance every single time. So it's very normal that you are procrastinating because chances are it's a lot easier for you to sit there and do nothing than it is for you to actually strain your brain and put in some work. So it's a lot easier to sit in the car and just keep scrolling TikTok and getting that dopamine hit for every single video. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to actually get out of the car and go and do some physical work. So naturally it's gonna want to choose the path of least resistance. So it's important to know that your brain is literally not designed for you to wake up on time every day, look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself that you're sexy, you're fine, and you're beautiful, and you're successful, and then go out and freaking kill the day. It's designed to keep you alive. It's designed to keep you safe. It's designed to detect a threat so it knows that you should either run away from this potential threat or fight it. So unless there's some massive threat on where it needs to actually act right now, your brain's going to want to stay calm, stay relaxed, and choose the path of least resistance, aka procrastinate on what you know you should be doing. So knowing this makes a lot of sense as to why you may feel more pleasure out of sitting on the couch watching another series of Suits on Netflix than it would be to actually get up and work on your business, go to the gym, or whatever it is you've been procrastinating on. So what do we do about this and how do we actually hack the brain using psychology? In order for you to understand this, you've got to understand that there's two driving forces behind all human behavior. The first one is the need for pleasure. Your brain will do anything to seek out pleasure. It's gonna love getting on TikTok, getting on Instagram, getting on YouTube to watch videos, new dopamine. It's gonna seek that dopamine. It's gonna watch porn. It's gonna wanna drink, it's gonna wanna socialize, it's gonna wanna do all these types of things so that it feels good when you do these things. So you'll do anything to actually gain pleasure. But if that was the only thing that was driving your behavior, then everyone on this planet would be multi-millionaires and more, because who wouldn't wanna be a millionaire? Because you and I both know the more money you have, the more choice you have, the more things you get to do, it's gonna bring you more pleasure. Then why isn't everyone a multi-millionaire?
What's up, Dream Nation? Have you ever wondered how far ahead your life would have already been if you had got access to this type of content at a younger age? Look, this is why I need your help. I'm trying to build the #1 personal development platform out there to teach you guys the tips, tricks, and attitude of what it takes to live your dream life and to bring the type of education that we all wish we had in school. This show only grows by word of mouth and new subscribers, so it would mean the world to me if you could smash that subscribe button right now, leave us a 5-star written review or drop a comment below and share this episode with a friend. I would be forever grateful. All right, now let's get back into this episode.
Because the second driving force for all human behavior is the need to avoid pain. Now, this has been proven to be up to 10 times more motivating than gaining pleasure. How do I know this? Because the countless studies that I've checked out and seen, But also think about this. If I said to you, hey, you've got 30 days to build a 6-figure business, and if you do it, I'll come and partner with you and we'll take it to 7 figures in the next month and you can keep the whole business. Chances are some of you will actually go out there and do it, but the majority of you will either not even try or you'll completely fail. But if I said to you, hey, go out there and build a 6-figure business in the next 30 days, or I'm gonna shoot and kill the person that you love the most, chances are you've got a lot more motivation to actually go out there and get it done. You'll stay up a lot later. You'll be relentless. You'll stop at absolutely nothing. You'll call every single person you know. You'll not stop shaking hands and doing deals until you got that business, because you will do anything to make sure that the person you love doesn't suffer and you don't go through that extreme amount of pain. Pain is far more motivating than pleasure. So with that being said, that's exactly why you procrastinate, because currently your brain associates more pain to actually taking the action required than it does for you staying exactly where you are now. It wants to get pleasure and it wants to avoid pain. So like me, I know I sit and procrastinate from going to the gym and I sit in my car because I don't want to go and lift heavy shit at the gym. I don't like it. I don't like going to the gym. I see that as painful. I don't want to do it. It's more pleasurable for me to sit in my car and watch TikTok videos. It's way more easy, but eventually I've got to stop and I've got to get off my ass and actually go and do it. You see, my brain was just doing the natural thing it's programmed to do. Avoid what's hard, do what's easy. So you've got to start to actually get into your brain and understand, what are you trying to avoid doing? And is it actually a painful threat? Because chances are it's probably not. So what your brain might perceive as doing is going and making those sales phone calls as maybe you could get rejected, so it could be painful, so I won't do anything, so I'll sit here instead. Or maybe you've got to go and do that admin task or the finance sheet that overwhelms you and confuses you, and you associate it with something that's painful, so you'll procrastinate on it and you'll stay exactly where you are. Or maybe you have a negative association to what it actually means to become extremely successful. Maybe you have a limiting belief that's negative. Maybe something like, if you create massive success, then no one would love you. Or maybe it's going to require you to get judged. Whatever it might be that you've made up, it could have a limiting thought to that associates more pain to actually doing the thing you want than it would be to stay exactly where you are. So in all, you'll sit there and do nothing about it. And you'll continually procrastinate on the things you want until the moment comes where it's more painful for you to stay exactly where you are than it is for you to actually get up and go towards what it is you want. So what do you do about all this now? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down 5 reasons why staying exactly where you are right now is actually hurting you more than what it would be for you to actually get back to work and do the things you need to do. Because as soon as you can actually start to associate pain in the current moment, and you can associate that there's more pain right here than it is for you actually to get back to work, to go to the gym, to start working out, to build that business, leave that relationship, ask that girl out, whatever it might be. When you associate that it's more painful here than it is over there, then you'll actually get up off your ass and go and take the action. Because yes, moving into the unknown still could be a little fearful. It still could be a little painful as your brain may perceive it to be. But as long as you can get really clear that right here where you currently are now is more painful than anywhere, then you'll actually make the leap to move towards what you want. And now with this newfound clarity, you get to make the decision, because what you don't change, you choose. So if currently right now you've listed at least 5 things that you're severely unhappy with in your current life, in your business, in your health, whatever it might be, and you still don't change it, then guess what? You're choosing it. And as long as you know that every single night when you go to bed, that you now have a choice to either choose what you currently have or to choose a little bit of uncomfortable action first to move you towards what it is you do want, you'll now know that you're actually choosing the path of suffering, which is a whole other conversation. But hopefully this is enough for you to actually get off the nail and start taking the action you want right now. It is your choice. So what are you waiting for? You want to end procrastination right now? Go and write down 5 things that are currently so painful about it right now, where you are right now, why you cannot stay here another moment, and start taking action towards the things you actually want to do. This is why a lot of people start to get in shape about 3 months before summer, because they start to visualize themselves in the future being on the beach. So that's enough pain for them to go to the gym, eat healthy, and do all the right things right now, because the future them is something that they see as something painful, and they'll actually act now. So there you have it, guys. Are you gonna commit to this task? If you are, I want you to comment below if you're committed to writing these 5 things and actually diving into the life that you want. And if you are, comment below and I'm gonna personally hold you accountable. And guys, if you got value from this episode, do what you always do, like, subscribe, do all those types of things so you never miss an episode. We're dropping 2 episodes a week on this channel to teach you guys the tips, tricks, and attitudes of what it takes to create your dream life. And if you loved it, share this episode with a friend. I'll be forever grateful. And until I see you guys on the next episode, go out there and dream out loud.